My wicked problem is to change mindsets and practices by showing my organization that embracing change and failure will help us to innovate more effectively, be more productive, and add more value. For the purposes of this assignment, I will be thinking of my organization as a business unto itself. By doing this, I can apply the concepts of the business model canvas to my wicked problem more easily. So let me tell you a little bit more about my business. My company is an internal ad creative agency for Verizon Media Group, which houses publishers including Yahoo, AOL, Huffington Post, and TechCrunch. My company builds out custom ad products and experiences for advertisers. We're always looking for ways to innovate on our offerings, but we have had a hard time putting an effective process in place. Here you can see my business model canvas overview with all of the areas filled out. I won't go into a lot of detail right now as it's a bit small, and we'll be going through this in the next slides. The value propositions for my business are as follows. We are constantly developing innovative ad products to help our advertisers share their brand in new and interesting ways. We provide this service as a free add-on for higher tier advertisers. As part of this service, we provide hassle-free campaign management from design to development to launch. We develop engaging and beautiful advertising creative for sold ad campaigns. And finally, our products are built using highly performant, fast, and reliable ad code. Business analytics concepts can help us to back up our value propositions. One of the biggest charters of my team and a large part of my wicked problem is growing my group's ability to innovate quickly and grow our product offerings to bring in more advertisers and generate more sales. Business analytics can be used to track the progress of innovation projects by looking at the results of user and A/B tests. Key performance indicators, KPIs, for a successful ad product would be measured to determine if a product is successful or not. For example, we might compare the average interaction rate for a number of experiments to determine which one to move forward with. Additionally, KPI data from the previous campaigns can be studied using scatterplot diagrams with linear regressions to pinpoint trends that might indicate that a feature or functionality would be ideal for a particular KPI. We often do user testing on our ad products during the development phase. We use this data to create insights that guide our development process. Using analytics, we could take a more holistic look at the data collected on user behavior to see if we can decipher any patterns. Perhaps users are okay with one type of ad feature on desktop, but absolutely hate it on mobile. We could do this by creating a scatter chart that looks at desktop versus mobile and compares the average user sentiment towards a feature like video, for example. These insights would help us to make better design decisions upfront and to anticipate design or functional elements that might cause a negative reaction from a user. For advertisers, we can use the same user data coupled with interaction metric information from campaigns that have launched to make correlations that will inform their own ad buying. For example, by looking at user interaction rates for a mini game feature in an ad, we can create a histogram showing the rates per vertical. We might find that users on the Yahoo Sports property are more likely to interact with this feature than users on Huffington Post. For sales teams, the same information will help them to make more targeted pitches to advertisers and would hopefully increase their sell-through rate. The channels for my business model canvas are as follows. For users, they see our work through publisher sites. Advertisers will hear about our work through sales teams. Sales teams will see our work on our ad showcase, which features some great ads that have launched recently, through our sales engineering teams, who communicate with sales on a regular basis to show the work that we do. property solutions teams, who we work with on a regular basis to build out new and interesting ad executions, and through regular Salesforce communications. We don't have a direct relationship with our end users. We do try to ensure flawless ad executions and engaging ad experiences in order to attract and retain users to our sites. We do this by participating in regular user testing sessions and by analyzing ad interaction data, which provides insight into how users are interacting with our ad units. We can also see if our ads are failing or not working as expected. We have access to user-submitted feedback, which is usually sent directly from an ad call on the page and is reporting a bad or offensive ad. For advertisers, we rely on the sales teams to foster much of the communication and to encourage the utilization of our group. We work to build upon these relationships with pre-sales mocks and pitches, as well as our regular post-sales services. For sales teams, we have regular communications with various members of the sales teams in order to share the work that we do and offer our services. We also engage with these teams for regular pre- and post-sales requests. User testing labs and user-submitted feedback are both great ways to obtain qualitative data about our ad experiences. User sentiment about a particular ad can be normalized and charted out in a number of ways. If we do this by feature, we can see which feature users enjoy or hate the most. Interestingly enough, a study just like this was conducted by Google and the Coalition for Better Ads. The study showed that there were many obtrusive ad experiences that drove users away from sites. As a result, Google now bans ads from serving to sites that allow a subset of obtrusive ad units. Business analytics can also help us make sense of the user signals that we obtain from our ad unit. We can see the number of video completions for particular ad campaigns and determine if the content is not engaging enough if we see a high drop-off, for example. Our relationship with advertisers can also be studied using business analytics. If we launch a new ad product, we can monitor the volume and size of new requests made by advertisers. If we break this out by specific ad formats or features, then we can do a scatter plot to see what types of new products receive the greatest amount of attention and ad spend. The same study can be done on our engagements with sales teams to determine what really catches their attention. It would also be interesting to see what types of communications and engagements receive the most response from both advertisers and sales teams. This can be mapped out using a line graph. Our services are technically free to all of our customer segments, but we do account for revenue obtained through the sales of the ads that we work on. We also track any situations where we were able to upsell an advertiser because of one of our offerings or innovations. Ad revenue can come into the company either via programmatic buys or direct sell campaigns, which can then be broken down into display, native, or video campaigns. I think it might be interesting to run a Monte Carlo simulation to determine what the ideal mix of spend would be to garner the most favorable ROI for advertisers based on the performance of the ads my group currently offers. This might help to generate key insights for advertisers and sellers, but it might also pinpoint areas where my group should focus. Additionally, ad interaction and performance data that we have collected can be analyzed to determine the potential ROI for an upsell or upgrade to a more premium and more expensive ad format. The key partners for my business are as follows: ad hosting platform teams, publisher engineering teams, and product teams. The key activities for my business are as follows: designing and developing pre- and post-sale ad campaigns for advertisers, providing key insights and recommendations for the best ad experience to meet customer KPI, developing and maintaining code frameworks and templates designed to produce highly optimized ad experiences with minimal development effort, managing ad campaigns from start to finish. Business analytics can help us to prioritize innovation and operational projects. Using linear programming and Excel's Solver add-on, we can determine the ideal mix of projects that will help us meet our goals based on certain constraints. We would want to have a coefficient representing the potential revenue for each project. We would then determine the constraints, which are the number of working hours for each member of the team. There are a number of other ways that we can use business analytics to help study our key activities. You can see them listed here. The key resources for my business are as follows: computer hardware and software, proprietary code libraries and applications, and highly skilled developers, designers, and project managers. The cost structure for my business, or the costs that my business will incur, are ad hosting costs, developer time, designer time, and project manager time.